Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful day where I am, and I hope you can say the same. Let me know in the comments how y'all are doing. I'd love to know. As for me, I'm having a beautiful day. I took a walk. I'm all meditated up and ready to create some art. Today I thought I would talk to you guys about how you could get in the flow and intuitively paint. Before starting, what I like to do, and I would suggest, is that you do some sort of movement with your body. Like I take a walk. I just took a walk just to kind of get the blood flowing through your body, and you become more aware of your physicality. Maybe if you can't take a walk, you can go up and down the stairs or do some jumping jacks or something just to get your blood flowing and to get into the kind of the feeling of your body. Secondly, I like to meditate. So I just did a 30-minute meditation, and that way I could get used to the voice inside my head, if that makes any sense. If you ever meditated, you know what I'm talking about. There's a voice that just won't go away, but also so you can notice that voice, but also so you can notice the silence when that voice isn't there. Because part of being in the flow or painting intuitively is tuning into that voice and listening to that voice. It's about whatever that voice says, you do. This is the only time I would suggest that is what you do, that you listen to that voice completely and without question, okay? Whatever the voice says when you're painting, that's what you do. You're listening for that little voice in the back of your mind that tells you what to do. Okay, so we're going to start, and I'm going to try to talk you through as I create. I'm going to listen to the voice in my head and try to kind of communicate that to you guys while I'm doing the action. This is the first time I'm going to really try to do this. And we'll see how it goes. How about that? We'll just see how it goes. We'll kind of do like a Bob Ross thing, and but with abstract art versus his more kind of natural landscapes. And if you guys want to join along, please do. I draw on an iPad. You can draw on an iPad. Or if you just want to listen and watch me do it and then go do it yourself or do it tomorrow, I highly recommend it. It is incredible for your mental health. Okay? So let's get started. I'm going to start right now. My voice wants me to pick these stripy lines and this pink color. So I'm going to do that, and I want it to be darker and smaller. I'm going to do that, and the pink's not pink enough, so I'm going to make it pinky like that. And though I have this reverse button and I can go backwards, I don't, because I don't think that there are any mistakes. And it's telling me right now it wants to turn some of those white, so in there like that. And I'm going to go to the background and make it black, make that really sound out. And I'm going to go back to my recents, and I'm going to pick this. I'm really falling in love. Not that one. There's another one. I got to find it. I'm going to go through all of my pens, all of my brushes, and find what I'm looking for. It's a kind of a marbling effect. Is this it? This might be close. Let me see. No, that's not it, but I'm going to leave that there because there are no mistakes. That's the important thing to remember. It's more of a marbling effect. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but we're going to take our time. There's no rush. There's no rush. I wish I had left it in my recents, but I probably didn't. Industrial, luminescence, vintage, materials. There it is right there. Blackwood, that's what it's called. And I'm going to do that in white. A little bit smaller, a little bit bigger. And then I want to go into my recents, and I'm going to use this brush, which I just lost. See, that's part of let's see if we can find the one that I was just using. That has it's like lightning. Industrial luminescence. Let me put some light little dots in there. like stars. In fact, let me make those yellow. Yes, but now I want to go back to finding that brush that I want to use. None of those. Elements, that's what it is. And let me do that in yellow. Put that in there like that. I want to make that purple. I want some purple now. The voice in my head told me purple, go purple. Like that, okay. And then some white. The voice said, make some white ones. Go that way, yes. Now I'm going to pick up some of this black. I'm going to turn my brush black, and I'm going to go back to my recents, and I'm going to do the oil paint, and I'm going to blend a little bit. Actually, pick up some of this pink. Let me see how much paint I have on my brush and the size. And then I'm going to merge, or merge isn't the word. I'm going to kind of blend these. And I want some more yellow on my brush, but I want a darker, more golden, orangey yellow. And I'm going to put that in there because the voice in my head told me so. And I'm loving the way that looks, particularly in here in this brownish. I'm going to pick up a little bit of black. Actually, I'm going to turn the background white because the voice told me so. And I'm going to put the black, and I'm going to drop that black in there like that. And then I'm going to have that on the brush, lots of black on my brush. And I'm going to go in like this. Pick up some more white, go in like this. And I want to blend, and I want some of this yellow in here as well. And then I want to turn this orange, and I want to do that. And I love this purple, and I'm gonna go a little bit less, but I like this as well. And I'm gonna, actually, this is caught my attention now. I want less on my brush, less paint. I love the orange outline. I love this orange. I'm gonna blend. It's telling me to blend, blend, blend. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend some time blending. Blend this. When I say it, I do mean the voice in my head. That's all that I'm listening to right now. And when I say I love this, I mean I love this. I'm using my own discernment. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it to you, but it's a combination of my discernment with the voice in my head, right? I love the way these browns are looking, but they need to be blended a bit. Just a bit. Yes, just like that. Now, the purple. Let's get a darker version of that purple. Let's try it up here. There we go. I love the way that purple's looking. I'm going to try to drop this here. I can't decide if I like that purple or that brown better like that. Until we know for sure. We're going to do some other stuff. We're going to do this. And yellow, blend that yellow in there. We want less on the brush. The less on the brush, we get a little more of a blending. A little bit of white. Purple, let's blend that purple. Get a little more on the brush. Get some more paint on the yellow. And let's make the brush bigger, but put less paint on the brush so we can cover more area. And let's spread this. Get some white. And we're just mixing and blending. Mixing and blending. A little more paint, a little more purple, a little less purple. Mixing and blending, mixing and blending. Yellow, so that it looks more seamless. Smaller brush, a little more yellow. Mixing and blending, mixing and blending. White, pick up more white and blend this out. Like that. It's yellow, I love this yellow. Let's blend this out. I personally don't like things that look a little obvious. So that's kind of what my discernment is telling me. And also, I don't focus on the entire picture when I'm doing this. My attention is on this very small part that I'm working on. That was one of the first things I learned, was that just like in life, when you focus on the details, the big picture works itself out. So by focusing on like making these little details what I like, when I pull out and look at the whole picture, then I see then the whole picture will look good, if that makes sense, right? So I focus on fixing these little details that bother me, and then when I look at the picture, I see the little details, things that might bother me, and I correct those. And when none of those little details need to be corrected, the entire picture looks amazing. That makes sense. That's one of the things I learned early. And I'm going to put some more white dots. I'm actually going to go black too. So the little voice in my head, which I call source energy, is telling me to go with some black dots as well. Okay, and we're going to change the color of the background, because one other thing I learned is that by changing the color of the background, you can bring out different elements of the photo. You can really change how that photo looks. Like, see, now the gold is kind of glowy more, and then turn it gray, and you can see that blue in the back that you wouldn't normally be able to see in the back. See the gray, and then the blue comes out, and the blue is gone. The blue comes out, and the blue is gone. And if I go to white over here, it's a whole different story. So I like to play with the background, because it can tell a different story based on the color of the background. Right now, that's black, that's gray, a little lighter gray I think would be pretty. That's what the voice in my head is telling me. I'm listening to the voice, and also using some level of discernment, because, using my taste, if you will. Now, I'm still on the freckles, but I'm not going to erase it because there are no mistakes, remember? But if you're learning and it's early for you, and you want to go back to something that you loved previously, and you think you've gone too far or whatever, that's what the back button is for, if you're using a Procreate like I do. If you're painting using a pencil, then I would say the point isn't that to correct everything that's wrong. It's just to go with the flow and figure out a way to make what you've done something you love. There, I love that. So I'm going to do a little bit more paint on my brush, and a little bit bigger brush, and mold, and a little more paint, because I really want it dark. I want it that dark, like that, yes. And I'm going to do this here. Now I'm going to less paint so I can blend this, just like that. Yep. Lovely. Okay, brown. Yep, just like that. And there. I'm going to catch this here and blend that into this white. I don't want to lose that gray. Oh, make that smaller. I love how that gray is caught in that section right here. You can't see my pen, so I don't know why I'm pointing to it. But this gray here, I love how that connects those two. I love this brown. I'm going to blend that just a little bit more. A little more paint on the brush. There we go. And blend that white in a little more. And the brown. And this light brown color, just like that. Yeah. Yes, just like that. Blend, blend, blend. No, bigger brush. Let's paint that, the wrong one. The bigger brush helps make it blend. The bigger you have to get the right size brush to get the right kind of level of blending. There, I like that. And now I'm gonna go down here and grab some of this green And I'm going to throw that down in here. A little more brush, just like this. Yes. Remember, this is all coming from the voice in my head. When I say I, that's really what I'm referring to. I'm liking this. This up here, I want to put more yellow. I want to blend that out a bit. Just like that. Yes. I'm loving this. I'm loving the stripes down here. Loving this kind of sparkly bit in there. I love this brown piece. I love the different colored textures over in here. What I want to do, or what I should say, I'm going to blend this a little bit more. And then, golden, black is what I'm being encouraged to do. Throw some black in the... And sometimes you just have to experiment with it. That's kind of close to what I'm looking for. Not that exactly. And then I'm going to try this yellow here. I mean, you can go back and see. One. I'm kind of in love with that. I'm going to throw some black here. Let me see. Maybe that's what I meant to do. Because the voice is telling me to put some black in there. Maybe it means black here. Isn't that amazing? And now I'm going to grab this again. And I'm gonna white. I'm gonna we'll put it on low, and then do this to this section. And I'm gonna grab my black, and I'm going to go to that storm. That's one of my favorites, and put some texture. A little more paint on my brush. And then there's that again. And I want to put more white of this one on there. And I want low paint. A little more paint. And now I want to blend this a little bit. Yes. Beautiful. I'm going to try a little bit of white in here because I don't want to lose that section. That's interesting. Let's try playing with the background a little bit. No, we like it in black, not gray. No, I like the black, but I really want to capture that little... And sometimes I can over-egg it if I stop listening to the voice in my head and start listening to my own discernment. So that's why it's okay to play and go back. Okay. I know I'm missing that. There we go. There we go. And then over here, white. Perfect. And I'm going to do a little bit of blending in here with my green. And here, a little bit of blending. And here. And here. And here, I'm going to do some black in there. And here. And here, black. And this color, coral, I guess that is. Let's do a little bit there. And here. And yeah, I love it. And that's how you do it. Listen to the voice. The only time I would recommend it. So I guess we'll leave it there. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Please do all the things. And as always, if this is something that looks good on canvas or in mural form, then I will insert those at the end of the video, and as well as any opportunities that you guys may have to purchase it. And if I don't, then you're interested, you can always reach out to me. All right, guys, thank you so much for all of your love and support. Have a beautiful day. I will see you tomorrow.